Well, Whelll here. Who else is here, Bruno? Woof woof. Yes, Whelll here. Let us summer camp out ish. Summer camp out. I am going to show you my preferred style of summer camping, right? My preferred Tarpology pitch for summer camping. Guys, it's just got really sunny. Into the shade, because Whelll is a vampire. Right, so I'm going to do it from start to finish. I'm going to just take my bag with my tarp in it. I'm going to explain everything. I'm going to set out the ropes. I'm going to do the whole lot. Alright? Stay tuned. Okay. This is the way that I like to store my tarps, guys. And I actually came across this system a long time ago on a channel called MCQ Bushcraft, guys. Now, I don't know if he still makes videos, but he has some incredible videos, right? So, and this is the setup. Now, normally I would use a dry bag like this, okay? But when I was putting this system together, I didn't actually have a dry bag small enough to fit all this in, right? So I just went with one of these, and this is the bag for a basha, for a British Army basha. Okay, so this is how it works. So I'm going to pitch right here between these two trees, and I'll just show you how I do it, my favorite summer pitch, and why I do it the way I do it. Yeah, okay. Right. So you rock up to wherever it is you're going to sleep. You get out your bag. First thing I do, guys, is always I set up my tarp, right? So this is, and maybe it's a scout thing or something, is that you always get your shelter done first, so no matter what happens with the weather, you always have somewhere to get out of it, okay? So the first thing that is going to come out of my bag are going to be these two ropes right here, right? But these are my guy lines, or this is my ridge line. So all I do is I just lay this down. Did I frap these, or did I? Yeah, look at that. Okay. Guys, I'm not going to go into it super detailed. No, I am going to go into it super detailed, but I'm not going to put it up absolutely perfect. Okay. This is a small... Where are you going, whatever? This is a small tarp because it's summer, so it's only 7 by 8. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to lower it a little bit. So instead of nipple high, I'm going to go a little bit lower than that. And what I'm going to do is, guys, is called a timber hitch. So you take your running end, I'm going to put it over like this, bring it back on itself, and I'm just going to wrap it around this 5 or 6 times. Okay, so what a hitch does is that when you put pressure on this rope, it actually forces this rope against the tree, and that is what keeps your knot in place, okay? Like that, going the right way, 100%, Bob's your uncle. Now, this side. Guys, there's lots of different ways to do this bit. I just like to do what I know, right? So I used to do a lot with ropes and stuff when I was in the mountain rescue, when I used to do rock climbing and stuff like that, guys. So what I do is I just use half hitches. Now, there's lots of different things you can do. So I pull this around like this. I'm going to take a big loop. I'm going to put that loop over, and I am going to pull that all the way back, right? And that is going to reef everything up, because there's a bit of stretch in your paracord, right? So what I'm going to do then, guys, is I'm just going to hold this with your fingers. That is enough to hold that in place, right? I'm going to run this over like this. This is called a half hitch. 1 pinch, 2, 3. Okay, that's it. Thing about knots, guys, is that you can get complicated, right? Keep it simple, stupid. That's what I say. Okay, so if you know how to do half hitches and timber hitches and all that stuff, that's what you do. Don't go into all these running bow lines and all that sort of crack. Okay, so my tarp is set up on prussicks, right? So what I do is I take my prussick like this, just make sure it's dressed, and I'm just going to pull that prussick out like that, and I'm going to do the same with the other prussick. And they always end up getting messed up, guys, right? And I'm going to pull this out. Now, everything is just sort of in this bag at the minute, right? So this is all I do. That's actually a set of pegs. And that's it. Pull my prusik out. Pull my prusik out. And realise that I haven't given myself enough room. That's okay. I'll just double up the prusik. Right, like that. So, the idea behind the prusik, guys, is that it is a tension knot. Okay? So, if you look here, so the prusik can move freely when it's not under tension, but as soon as I pull it, it binds up and it won't move. Okay, and that's me putting my full weight in it, right? That's the idea of a prusik. This one could be a little bit shorter, but that's fine. Now, depending on circumstances and depending on weather, guys, there's a couple of different ways I can do this. One, I can lower this because I'm going to peg out the back, right? So I have ropes, guy ropes on every corner, so I can either run this with the guy ropes straight out like this to give myself a wee bit more air and a wee bit more space, or I can pin it straight down to the ground, guys, and that's what I'm going to do this time. Okay, I say a pin, I mean peg. Cool. Now, when I am out in the woods, right, I like to be as in the woods as possible, right? And so what that means is that I like having the tarp as open as possible. Some sort of magic carpet would be perfect, where it's like really high up at a slight pitch like this, so you have as much visibility as possible. But it's not that practical in Ireland because, you know, you get, you know, there's going to be a little bit of rain, there's going to be a little bit of moisture and stuff like that. So this is why I do this style of setup. Okay, that camo's class, isn't it? Right, so I either run this straight to trees or I run it on sticks. Okay, so I'll do one side to a tree and I'll do the other side to a stick just to show you. Okay, I was going to show you a knot, but you'll never see that, it's too bright. Okay, so let me see, I wonder, can we do it down here? Okay, so this is what I like to do. I think this is a tarp hitch or a taut line hitch or something. So bring your runner down. Okay, you're going to put it over and you're going to wrap it through like you're doing a prusik maybe 3 or 4 times, right? Like that. And you take your running end and you do the same and tuck it back through like that. That's all, right? Do you see that? Okay, now what that means you can do is that this is now a tension knot, right? And when I pull this, that puts tension on my whole system. Okay, so what you're doing is you're using the running end of your rope as a prusik, right? Now, this is not going to be that good because I've double wrapped it here for security, but watch this. If I take this out, okay, so the tension of your tarp keeps that in place. Let's do this side with a pole. So all I like to do, right, look, I'm just going to run this one out, is I just like to do a clove hitch on it, right? So I do a clove hitch right up here as close as possible, which is just a loop. What is it, Bruno? Is it too hot? And then another loop like that, and put it over your stick. Pull it down, and that's it. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to arrange that like that. I'm going to peg it in, if I can find my pegs. I wouldn't worry too much about getting this 100%, guys, because every time you put up a tarp, every time you put in a post or a peg, or you tie something off, you're going to have to go back and change something anyway, right? Now you can do all your fancy stuff here with your running bowlines and your overhand knots and all that sort of stuff, guys. Doesn't really matter as long as you can get tension on this, right? On this post. The thing about this post, guys, is that when you have this in place, you're going to have to move it, okay, to get your tension coming in the right direction. And the great thing about setting this up on a pole or on some sort of a post, guys, if the weather gets really crap, you can grab this and just drop the whole thing down, okay? And you're cocooning yourself a little bit inside the shelter, okay? If you have two poles, you can do the same and collapse the whole thing down and turn this into an A-frame, okay? Make sense? Now, I'll take it all apart and I'll show you how to put it away. Go to the end, right? This finger, these fingers, devil horns, okay? You're just going to go like this in a figure 8. Until you get nearly to the end. Take your fingers out. And just wrap that around. Take a loop and pass your running end through. That's it. Here's the beauty of it, right? Take that to the sort of the middle, right? Just going to sort of roughly fold that in half. Just shove everything in. Now, if you had a compression sack or something, or you had a dry bag, and this is what I like about the dry bags, guys, as opposed to this, is that it's actually easier, right? I like this bag. I like using this bag because it fits very well. So I just shove it all in there. Guys, I don't like folding stuff because you make weak points in the creases. That's what I think. It's my video. There you go. That's it all just shoved in. If you have a dry bag, guys, the dry bag has clips on it, and you can just clip that like that and leave it, right? So let's get everything in like this. Untie this end. Like that. Flake it, run the rope through your hands, guys, get any knots out of it. Am I doing that the wrong way? Yeah. Look, you can do this fancy stuff, guys, or you could just put this rope away whatever way it suits you. What I find is that, I can't remember the name of this, what you call this, but guys, if you have a big guy line, this is difficult, if it's really long, okay, and some of my systems I will have set up for specific places, because I know I'm going here, there's a really big distance between two trees, and I'm going to have a really long guy line. It's too hot for Bruno. That's one. Because there's no tension on this side, it just comes off. And that is it, guys. Alright, that is my favourite summertime good weather setup, guys, and that is how you do it, that is how I do it, and that is why I do it, okay? Does that make sense? I hope it helps somebody out, guys. If you do find yourself in a situation where you can get your hands on one of these Aussie cam things, guys, they're very cool. And, you know, we all like cool stuff, don't we? Guys, thank you for watching. Stay frosty. Get outside. Enjoy life and the good weather.